This is not a city hotel, no roar of early traffic here. It's quiet, quiet enough to hear the sounds of the earth as the day begins. And it's remote, almost as remote as the parts of the earth still unaffected by the onrush of man. After a week of strong winds, a gentle breeze whispers across the plains. The weather looks good now. It should stay settled for a couple of days. There is a feeling of excitement deep inside, a sense of anticipation, as there was each time before, an impatience to be moving. Jack Montgomery is an art teacher from the city. A week ago, he was walking around a busy classroom. In 2 weeks, he'll be back there. A married man with 4 children, a naturalist, an historian, and a bushman. Jack has covered thousands of kilometres like this over the years. He's ridden from Darwin to Port Augusta, across the Nullarbor, down the Birdsville track. He knows and loves the outback. Jack takes his riding seriously. He makes regular stops and records every detail of his progress. Like a sailor, Jack uses the wind to advantage. He must know the direction of the prevailing wind at different times of year and plan his ride accordingly. Any change in the wind is also important. It may bring rain. Number 5 is Jack's Old Faithful. Out here, his life depends on it. Sharp desert thorns will work into his tyres if he doesn't check them often. Rain is Jack's greatest threat. It would bog him in minutes. Dry creek beds would fill and cut his path. Rainfall is sparse out here. The heavy rain of a few weeks back could easily return. Towns and homesteads once stood along this road. Settlers flocked to country which showed promise of good seasons and high returns. But the climate was too erratic, too severe. Good years came fewer and further between. Homesteads declined, townships dwindled, until today they're history, victims of modern transport and drought. The crumbling lines reflect an eternal conflict between nature and man. Art has always been Jack's greatest love, sketching, creating with his own hand, recording impressions, feelings, experiences he can draw on. There is something impelling about this desolate part of Australia which has survived unchanged through 2 centuries of white civilization. Something timeless, intangible, fulfilling. This town of the past survived. Its population is now 1 family. They want Jack to stay a few days, but he must press on. It's hard not to linger in a place where time is still unimportant. Now Jack is really on his own. This sign, which suggests the intrusion of man, marks the most remote and inhospitable section of his journey. Carrying 7 days' food and equipment on a push bike isn't easy. You must take a minimum of rations, dehydrated yet nourishing. There are a lot of things you have to leave behind. Travelling this way is not Jack's idea of a gimmick. It's slow and quiet, which means he can observe the life of the desert as he passes. Sometimes eagles hover curiously overhead. A big lizard might scurry from his path. Desert orchids quiver in the breeze, and he sees them all. It's difficult too, and dangerous. It's also why he likes it. A challenge, dependence on the elements, a feat of skill and endurance, not a race, no record set or broken, peace of mind, fulfillment, communication with the earth, its creatures, its horizons. Cars spoil all that. Cars bring noise. Cars bring the thoughts and the attitudes of cities. Cars contaminate. Maree was Jack's starting point on this 400-kilometre journey back into time. He rode past the ancient bed of Lake Eyre and across the Great Plains that feed it from the west. He climbed to this plateau country known as the Breakaways and is now close to his goal, the opal fields of Coober Pedy. He wonders how long landscapes like this can resist the scars of man.